and get as it's deploying. I guess it happens so fast. But anyway, rolling the tail, and I hadn't had any I quit having those problems. Every once in a while, 1 out of 150 jumps or 200 jumps, I don't know. We went down to, there was a time when we started, we'd be lucky to get a successful jump in a trip. We went down to a place, a friend of ours, that place just south of Tylertown. It's just a monster place. It's cut like a golf course. It's just so wide open. And we can fly, no matter which way the wind's blowing, there's nothing out there. Out of the west, that you can fly back over the, there's nobody there, so flying back over the pits is not a problem, whatever you do. So anyway, roll the tail, bring it to the A, B, C, the group's line, bring it to B. And when you bring the top over, you want all those to be up. Bring the top all the way over, and it should come basically to the back. All the way to, and then whatever's left, roll that up. And then that's the big deal. Okay. And so you can, usually what I do is don't roll that yet. But that, if the wind's blowing, so I put that there, take this group, bring it up. Bring those lines back. Tuck them under.
Is that called your control lines?
The yellow ones here are control lines.
Okay.
That, Theo, the guy from Belgium, does them in different color. I like that because you can, you can always see them.
Absolutely.
So anyway, that just is all just pulled up. Just that's out of the way. And then I said this just keeps the control lines from going wild when you're folding it, and it keeps the straps over your shoulders tight instead of one being looped up here as you're trying to put it in. It really. You could do it without that. I did for a long time, but I added that little feature. And then you roll the nose, and fairly tight, and bring that over. And the idea of what you want to get is you want that to be. See how that's fairly flat? Mm-hmm. If you bring this on over, you bring it here. Now it's a whole lot thicker. So you want it. About a third. Yeah, you want a third. You want it to wind up about as wide as his back, so it's not sticking up so much. And then, like I said, you take that. You can feel it gets real stiff there. That's just the stabilizers on the side. I just fold them under one little tuck, and then fold it over. It all will fit in there. Now you can look at this one. I made some modifications to the pack. And when I made that part a little deeper, and I added these flaps to the top. And what I have there is I have one there that I sewed. The only sewing, I have a piece of plywood. This is shaped, a little thin 1/4 inch piece of plywood, and I put it on something like a piece of Formica and take my soldering iron with a blade on it, and I just cut around that piece of plywood, and that sears the edges. And then all of the sewing, the only thing is that's an extra flap there that piece is sewn into, and then the little flap here just to cover up your and sew it back on. That's the only sewing on that. The harness is strictly for looks, shoes, helmet, all that. I mean, it's obviously too, but the whole idea is to make it look as real as you can, right? And, well, I didn't do. You'll find you do that a lot.
More complicated than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, come on.
I don't think it's going to be that complicated.
It's not that. It's really not. Once you get it going,
once
get
you've
in the
done it a
box,
few times.
and like I said, if you tear him up, you ain't hurt nothing. Because you not have anything in it. All right, now turn him on. I said, you don't have to, a regular switch is fine. You could have the wires hanging out and plug the battery together. I mean, whatever. Well, not bad. Oh, there you go.
That's,
Oh, wait a minute. What's on here? Well, guys? Oh. It's just in the bottom. I've done some adjusting. You just want to make sure that's good and tight and caught. And
why is there 2 slots?
I can do some other kind of release. If I did, I have a little setup where I can do a flag, you know.
Yeah.
And what it is, it's another little pack inside the back. And when I let him, as a matter of fact, see that little extra slot there? It was on another, this pack was on another jumper and it could do a flag. And I have just another, there's a little bitty flat pack and the flag's holding there. And when I get to the next step, after it opens, if you just pack the flag in there on his back, it will tangle every time. Every time. But in these little pieces. Then you fold all that in.
I thought it'd be hard to keep those lines straight than it is there.
Yeah, that's nothing to it. And see now, you know how they're looped in there? And if these are, if you pack them there really tight, you can give that a little slack. Then you can, you know, as you put him on the plane, you can check, make sure he's bound and working. And
Hold his legs up for you.
yeah, and that holds that.
I don't have to worry about his leg dangling.
Right, the legs, the folding forward, and that's all for canopy opening and getting his legs back where he's in that position.
Yeah.
If they're dangling or.
That's good.
But if you look, you know, the reason they are exactly the same is because they got to be exactly the same. Like I said, if one is like that, he will spin.
I can see that.
Because we figured